I look at the military and there's so many concerning components of that to me. Are you worried about a military now that's not only woke, they're sitting and watching woke videos. It looks like cartoons, child's cartoons. They're not prepared for the next big fight. And you have many people in this country and outside this country that are fully encouraging a World War III. I'm certainly not one of them. Are you concerned about an unprepared military? And do you feel like the military is some sort of agent of the state? Meaning, are they just a voice for, big pharma now? Are they just a voice for the system as opposed to really doing their job, which is to train people to be on the front lines of combat, end of story, to win if we need them out there to win? Are they too woke and too centralized?
That is a different, that is an area I'm very concerned with, because I think when it comes down to the military side, because it's so organized and they're reporting from top down on what to do, and it's all about, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, don't question, just do as you're told. It's such a do as you're told and don't question, which is problematic. Because in a corporate environment, when you're sitting in a boardroom, I'm the chairman of the board, right? When I'm in a boardroom, not everybody agrees with me. Nobody sits there and says, yeah, what about this though? What if we do this? How about that? I think we should try this out. No, I don't think that's a good product. I don't want to do this. How about if we did this part? In business, it's debate, right? Even in politics is debate. But in military, you're taught to, yes, sir, no, sir. So like I'm sitting there talking to a couple of these military guys saying, you guys should have known this Afghanistan idea wasn't a good idea. Why did you still do it? Because we can't do anything. What do you mean you can't do anything? You mean to tell me you're sitting there knowing you're on the field, you're there, you see this stuff every day. You still said yes to the order coming down from McKinsey or whoever it was, yes. Why didn't McKinsey question anything? He just didn't have the backbone to question anything. So that part is a little bit worrisome to me, the fact that it's too much of an environment of just, you got to do what you got to do. Now, on the flip side of it, anytime you push things down people's throat, they're going to push back in their own way. One of the ways they're going to push back is there was a whole group of people that went and did what they did with Afghanistan, and they're civilians, former military guys. And they went and did it on their own. So like, no, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to go out there and do it on our own. So I think you're going to see more of that happening, where people are coming out who love America, who are not for this woke stuff, and they're going to keep recruiting each other, and they're going to find each other, and that's going to be a military that you and I maybe don't know as an organized military, but they're just as good as everybody else, and maybe even better in many instances, to go out there and fight for the country, but you will never know their names.
Yeah, I mean, the military guys who stood up and said, hey, I'm sorry, but you can discharge me if you want, but I'm not getting this experimental vaccine. Those are the guys I want. Those are the guys that I want on the front lines, because they're people who are still free-thinking people. They're still using their minds. They're still making decisions that are best for themselves and their family. They haven't forgotten how to think. And that whole structure of, yes, sir, I get it. I understand. I went to actually a grade school very much like that. So I understand the value of discipline. I get it. But at some point, when the apparatus above you is making decisions that are incredibly concerning, I don't need military members to just be a puppet of that. I still need them to be free-thinking people who can make good decisions without being puppeteered. That's my concern.
I'm with you. I remember when I was in the Army, and anthrax was a thing where everybody was taking this vaccine, and they came up, well, you got to take it, or else this, or else that, or else this. And our sergeant, first sergeant came out and said, listen, guys, you want to take it? Take it. You don't want to take it? I'm not going to make you take it. But it's up to you.
Different time.
Different time. That was 98. Today, 24 years later, it's a complete different story that we have. So again, my concern is people are so worried about, like this Stuart Scheller guy that got fired, resigned, but he was pretty much going to be kicked out of the military, doesn't get his pension after 17 years just because he got up and he said, show us some accountability. Why did we leave Afghanistan, right? He's one of the guys that spoke up. He was a 05, he was a lieutenant colonel who spoke up. 17 years he gave his life to the military. Right afterward, his wife left him, divorced, lost all the retirement, nearly $2.5 million of pension that he loses. And today, he was on a podcast 2 weeks ago. He said, I don't know what to do next. I'm a little bit lost. When he was in the room, you felt the guy's a little bit lost. So people like that who question and push back, they're very important to the country. But it just tells you any organization where there's not discourse and debate, where there's, sitting there saying, I don't know if we should do this. Why shouldn't we do this? Anytime you lose that, I don't know if you're going to be making the best, because no single leader knows 100% of the time that you're always going to make the right decision. You're going to need to ask that one question, which is what? What do you think, Jedediah? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Here's what's going on. This is what we know. Here's the intel that our intelligence officer just told us. What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? Are we making the right decision? I don't think we are. Tell me why. No, I don't. We're missing that part.
Yeah, so I don't want a military of robots.
No,
I don't.
No,
I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Would you encourage your own children to join the military as it looks and as it stands in 2022?
No, not the way it is today. I don't. But here's how I sell the military as well. I sell it as in the Bet-David family, your first job is to go make money, okay? Have your success, make your money, take care of your wife, take care of your kids, take care of your family. If you're a woman, take care of your finances as well. And then afterwards, you got to figure out a way to give back to this country. You can choose to give it in many different ways. Some give it through education, some give it through nonprofits, some is through church, some is through charity, some is through public, politics. But you got to give back because this country is here before us, and it gave us an incredible life, and it's going to be here after us. So no matter how much we win, we have to figure out a way to give back. So if my kids, if one of the boys wants to, I have them watch military movies all the time.
Yeah.
So we watch military movies because I want them to see that's honor. You see that right there? That's a hero right there. Look what that guy did right there. That's respect for what he did. So in our household, they look at military as heroes, but also we question a lot of BS with them all the time.
Should women be in the military?
I wouldn't want my daughter to join the Army. From the stories I hear with Navy and the Marines, probably not. Air Force, I don't think it's a bad idea for Air Force for somebody that wants to go in and she's tough. Like, Vinny's sister was in the Air Force. She's about to retire, 20 years. I think Air Force is fine. I just know how it was in the Army when I was in and how women were treated. And I don't know if I would want my daughter to go in the Army.
If you want to watch the full episode, you're going to click right here. And if you want to ask me a question one-on-one, you want to do a one-on-one FaceTime with a group of your friends, whatever you want, you need to download Connect right now. Click right here and let's get talking.